here!
Yeah, we are.
This is amazing.
Okay, I'm Holly Wider.
And I'm Jamie Politinsky.
And I'm in Toronto.
And I'm in Vancouver!
What?
So I'm a bit crazy. And
Yes.
my lovely friend Holly agreed to jump on board with me with this project. I've been an artist for my whole life. Over the past few years, I've been starting to really think about and get perspective from other artists in the community on the development of my own work. Just wanting to talk. I feel like whenever myself and Holly or my other artist friends seem to have conversations, it was almost like these open doors for myself. Tell them what I was going through with the ups and downs of this industry, and do you trust your ideas? Do you have confidence in yourself? When you have that confidence, how that affects you when you have lack of confidence for whatever reason, how that affects you as well. And I just wanted to start here and talk to people and talk to fellow artists as well, and men, women, anybody of any age, to sort of reach out to them as well and let them know that there are people out there who have their struggles as an artist as well, but also their triumphs.
Yeah, and I think it was a great idea because, as you're saying, like, we were just talking before we started recording about how you see all these great things that other people are doing, and you just feel so, like, disheartened, and not in a way that's, like, jealousy. It's just kind of like, well, why am I going to get my break? And it's because we don't ever really talk about the struggles as often as we talk about the triumphs, especially on social media, where we find it so easy to just kind of be like, look at all these great things I'm doing, look at all these amazing things I'm doing, but really, like, you're not talking about the struggles because you're hopefully talking about them with someone else, or it's just easier to hide. So, yeah.
And what struggles, many people think that struggles are, yes, of course, obviously there is a hardship attached to them, but what's trying to spread light about is that it shouldn't be looked at as a negative thing.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Like, it definitely is something that makes you stronger. I guess that's so cliche to say, but, like, the idea that you want to deal with those struggles so that you know that you can surpass those obstacles. And, like, art is a brilliant thing, and, like, a lot of people fall to the failures, and it's unfortunate, but it's like, the ones who can push past that and realize, like, look at all this great, like, look at all the things that I went through to get this small, tiny thing, but it's so worth it. Like, it just feels so good, and you're like, oh my gosh, I went through so much just to get to here, but, that's why it's art.
Absolutely. And touching base on what you were mentioning about something small, it's usually those little small gifts are what are so delicious about being an artist and about being able to create, is that there's this big, huge, vast picture of what success is, and it has to be this monumentous thing, whereas it really is, it could be something very small, or what seems bigger to other people, it may be small to some people, or what's small to some person could be massive for others. And I think it's identifying what success means to yourself. And I think that's the journey that I'm on right now, is really just deciding for myself what my success is, and how other people should not define that for me.
I think community is such a big part of being an artist that a lot of people miss.
Yeah.
So why don't we talk about the you part of this, Jamie? Why don't you tell me a little bit about yourself and fill me in?
Okay. So I was born and raised in Mississauga, Ontario, which is just outside of Toronto. I went to elementary school and high school, and then upon graduation of high school, the family was sort of like, "What are you going to do now?" And my immediate thought was, "Well, I'm going to be an actor." Like, there was no other option. There was nothing else that was laid on the table. It was, I'm going for training. So auditioned for a number of schools across Canada, and I got into the University of Windsor. And when I got into the University of Windsor, I was introduced to a plethora of absolutely everything dealing with live theater. And then I graduated in 2009, and since then I have been professionally pursuing theater. I've done also numerous independent films, which I do also love the language of the camera. And I've also dabbled in stand-up comedy and really honing in on the comedic aspect of the industry, which I think I definitely have a niche for. And then now I'm in Vancouver and still also pursuing the arts as well. I'm looking into doing some classes in the new year and just continuing writing and performing. So that's the you, me, myself sort of title where it came from, because it was sort of to be inclusive of everybody. Obviously,
yeah, it's every different kind of art and just
an artist and however you identify with your art, and it should never be segregated. So yeah, it's very inclusive and to everybody. And yeah, so that's a little bit about me and my partner in crime, Holly. Why don't you talk a little bit about you?
I'm a cat person and I like tea. I'm from Thunder Bay, Ontario. And again, I was the same. I was very lucky upon discovering theater at a very young age and continued just doing it, and I never stopped. And there was never a question of whether I would do it or not. It was just, this is what I'm doing. I'm going to keep doing this. So I went to school in Brockville for musical theater. After graduating, I moved to Toronto, and I've been living here for over 4 years now. I kind of realized that comedy, again, is the one aspect of art that I really enjoy. So I kind of started dabbling in that and went to Second City. And yeah, and I like produce a comedy show because, again, I love it, with a little bit of music as well. And I write my own music, and yeah, I kind of do all that. Yeah, we did this show. It was an all-female cast, and it was just kind of about, like, women in general. Very empowering, and that's kind of where we met, and we just kind of stayed friends, stayed in contact, which I think is, again, what this is about, is, like, we've just stayed in contact and have been in touch about what we're working on, and, like, it's not... It's in a way that, because we care about each other, we're like, we get along really well. We have the same kind of brain in that sense, where we're very driven and very, very hardworking. But also, you know, we know that we each have each other's lives, but we still wanted to keep working together. So there you go.
Yeah.
That?
Yeah.
Makes sense?
And always knowing that whenever I could come and talk to you, I always felt listened to and paid attention to, and knowing that I could just come and be like, I think I need to have a venting moment, or whatever the case may be, and like pick your brain about whatever, and knowing that what was being received was also being given out as well. So I mean, I'm sure you felt the same way, where we could just like have these elaborate talks, and it's about the artists and about what we're going through, but then and then that friendship just sort of evolved into itself, and we're lifers.
Yeah.
Lifers.
Yeah, and I think that's, again, what the you, me, and us thing here is, like, being able to find those people that you can listen to and you can talk to, because, like, again, like, you're a great listener too, Jay, and it's just, you need to have friends that listen to you, because there's a lot of people out there who won't, because they only want to hear their own voice, and that's fine too. They're going to find friends that also only want to hear their own voice, but I think there's a lot of people out there that aren't listened to, so that's why we're here, to talk about our struggles and to listen to your own.
Yeah, with the struggling aspect, it's more about that the struggles are real, and that this is a real thing that's going on in the industry and amongst artists in theater alone, and I shouldn't say theater alone, but creators, and how you want to be heard, you want your work to be seen, you want it to just go out there, especially because it's so personal, and you are so vulnerable. But yeah, just to know that this is an opportunity for other artists and for listeners, that you have two people here who are wanting to be those ears and to be the shoulders, and to hear what you're doing, and what your accomplishments are, or what you're working on, or what you want to work on but you feel you can't get started, or do you have something that you've been working on for so long, and the frustration is built, and where that frustration may be coming from. And it's not meant to be 15 or 20 minutes or even half an hour of a therapy session. It's more of like a listening pod and opinions on what artistry and what the community is about today.
Yeah.
People.
Yeah, and trying to figure out the best way to like be who you are, I guess. I don't know.
And identity. Go ahead. Yeah.
I was gonna say we may not be the best at giving advice, but we'll try.
Yeah.
And I think trying is really what's gotten us to where we are today.
Exactly. And sometimes you may not even know what you're trying to say, and more often than not, that's pretty much, you'll learn to find out more about me along the way. But sometimes I didn't even know what I'm trying to say.
Mm-hmm.
I have a lot to say, and sometimes the words don't come out, or sometimes it's like, I don't know what I'm trying to do right now, but I know I'm trying to say something. So it could come out as a sound, it could come out as a blank stare, and Holly will just interject and go, this is what she means, because she knows me well enough.
Yeah, exactly.
So.
Great. So yeah, if you feel interested and want to ask us anything or tell us about what you're doing, cool. Like, reach out. I don't know, we'll figure out an email or some sort of thing. We'll put it in the thing below. Isn't that what people do in vlog things? They're like, point below.
If it could like dance across the screen, led by like 2 dancing hippos or monkeys, I'd be so happy.
I will work on that. I'll figure out doing some animation maybe. I don't know.
Amazing. Okay. But you can find us both on Facebook, Jamie Politinsky and Holly Wider with a Y, and anything, and just, break legs and just keep fighting the fight, and we hope that we can hear from you soon.
Okay. Bye.
Okay. Bye.
You are so special. Maybe you don't think so. If we both took a moment to listen to one another, then maybe we could know what we both know. You